A very good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Beetv News Updates at 3. I am Ruth Owodu, and now the news in detail. The global president of the Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Practitioner Association of Nigeria, TAPAN, Otumba Dr. Bolaji Almusa, has described the creative industry as a key driver of national development, social reorientation and unity, noting that it remains a strategic partner in governance and nation building. Amusa made the remarks at a recent TAPAN Professional Summit, an empowerment program which brought together stakeholders from government, industry and the creative sector to deliberate on leadership, professionalism and the role of the arts in advancing Nigeria's development agenda. He explained that the summit's theme, "The Right Man in Governance, Advancing Mr. President's Renewed Hope Agenda," was chosen to emphasize the importance of effective leadership in strengthening institutions and restoring public confidence. Amusa also commended the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, describing him as a reform-driven leader who has introduced innovation, clarity, and renewed hope and renewed purpose to one of the country's most sensitive ministries.
We have over 400,000 backlog of passports under 2-3 weeks. Go to our airport now. You see the e-gates. Go to the correctional center. You see the reforms. Go to fire stations. You see so many reforms that has done, and you cannot even see him bragging that I'm working. He's a complete gentleman. He's somebody that we can be proud to associate with. So we are using this opportunity to honor him today as Man of the Year, to encourage other people to do what they have been elected or appointed for.
The theatre industry remains one of the industries that is working in Nigeria. The theatre industry is working, and I think the best the government can do is to give them support. Support in terms of maybe creating a theatre village in every state, maybe giving them sort of loan facility where theatre practitioners can obtain loan to fund their projects.
The Lagos State Health Management Agency has officially launched LASHMA Aid, a special intervention initiative designed to provide timely emergency health support to residents of Lagos State. The report.
According to the Lagos State Health Management Agency, the initiative focuses on strengthening financial risk protection by ensuring residents are not denied emergency treatment due to inability to pay the point of care. The LASHMA Aid initiative is expected to bridge critical gaps in emergency healthcare delivery across the state.
Just register for Ilera Eco, and then if anything happens, emergency, you will be treated by any hospital in Lagos State. Then you can now follow up how do you settle the bill. But don't be afraid of turning up in any facility. Emergency care, LASHMA Aid will take care of the payment for the emergency. But then at that point, you'll be registered as well to come on the Ilera Eco scheme.
If you are an Ilera Eco enrollee, you would have been given the toll-free number. It is 080 000 LASHMA Aid. That is the number. It is toll-free, as I've said. You call the number. It is 24/7. Somebody will pick that call, speak to you. If it is the enrollee themselves calling, they will ask you for your policy number if you are an emergency, and then they will direct you to the nearest facility.
The launch represents another strategic step by the Lagos State government towards improving access to quality emergency healthcare services and advancing universal mental health coverage for all Lagosians.
In an emergency, the first 3 minutes are crucial. So if you miss that window, it could lead to death. And if you look at it, what is limiting somebody to accessing care within the first 3 minutes of an emergency, or a life-threatening emergency? And that's why we've come up with this, to actually even help with Lasambos, which is growing and growing with more ambulances, more ambu bikes. The aim is to ensure that we save lives.
With the introduction of Lashma Aid, the government reiterates its commitment to protecting lives and improving health outcomes by making emergency medical support more accessible and responsive across Lagos State. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
The organizing committee of the Abia Soccer Fest has announced the successful completion of Phase 1 of the grassroots football tournament, revealing the discovery of over 15 young football talents across the state. During the phase, top-performing teams were rewarded by the Abia State government with prize money and medals, including 500,000 for the champions, 250,000 for the runner-ups, and 100,000 for the bronze medalists. Speaking at a press conference, the chairman of the local organizing committee emphasized that the competition is primarily talented-driven, revealing that the state government is partnering with Nigeria League clubs and reputable scouting agencies.
From the pool of more than 3,000 players. This number will continue to grow as we progress to the state finals. Scouts will be fully on ground during the finals to observe and select best talents.
This project impacts the locals, it impacts our communities. The 17 LGAs, they had playoffs from where we now had champions in every local government as represented by the various wards. I think in all those matches, a total of 166 matches were played. And today, we are celebrating the roundup of that first phase. And I know that the second phase, which will be the state finals, which will be competition amongst the different local governments, will happen by the first quarter of next year.
The Association of Resident Doctors at the National
Opportunity to access free healthcare services, describing the exercise as timely and impactful.
It's a good thing for you to know your medical system. It's good to check up medically once in a while. So when I learned of it, as I came this morning, I saw the place, people rearrange it is that they want to do medical outreach. I say, that is very good. Because especially where we are in this country now, we need to do medical routine checkup of our health. No stress at all.
Organizers also use the platform to advocate regular medical checkups, noting that many supporting staff remain constantly on duty and often neglect their own health, with long-term implications if it is not properly monitored. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
Director General of the Delta State Bureau of Orientation and Communications, Fred Ogenesibe, has commended the youth and women of Kokori Inland in the Ethiop area for their peaceful demonstration following the attempted murder of local farmer Dafe, allegedly attacked by suspected bandits. In a statement issued on Friday, Mr. Ogenesibe described the incident as gruesome and regrettable and announced a personal donation of 100,000 naira to support the victims' medical treatment. He also called on well-meaning individuals to contribute. He praised the restraint shown by the protesters and urged residents to remain calm while assuring them that the Delta State government under Governor Sheriff Oborewori is actively addressing the situation. The State Communication Bureau chief also called for an urgent stakeholders meeting to strengthen security, advocating intelligence-driven, community-based strategies. He further appealed to security agencies to intensify surveillance, warning that continued insecurity could have serious consequences. The board of the Central Securities Clearing System, PFC, a key operator in the stock market, has announced the appointment of a new chief executive officer. The announcement was made on Friday. Mr. Shahu Yahya Shantali, has been appointed as new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Central Securities Clearing System, CSS PLC, a digital company within the NGX Group. He succeeds Mr. Arun Jalo Waziri, who will exit the office on December 31st, 2025. The appointment has received no objections from regulatory authorities within the capital markets. The chairman of the CSCS board, Mr. Temi Popula, expressed appreciation to Mr. Jalo Waziri's contributions and innovations during his tenure as a two-term MD and CEO. Notably, Mr. Jalo Waziri recently transitioned market transactions clearing to a T+2 section, a development that has positioned the Nigerian market ahead of its peer across Africa. In a bid to reduce road traffic crashes during the festive season, the Ondo State Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps has engaged key stakeholders on the dangers of distracted driving. Speaking at the stakeholders meeting held in Akure, FRSC State Sector Commander Samuel Ogunsoye urged road users to avoid visual, manual and cognitive distractions to ensure safety on the roads. He emphasized that road safety is a shared responsibility. Commander Samuel also advised drivers to maintain full attention while behind the wheel and to strictly adhere to traffic regulations.
Why they don't overload their vehicle, and we also crave their indulgence to please take good care of their vehicle so that Nigerians will have less road traffic crash on the road, and at the end of the day, we all celebrate and rejoice during this festive period.
We need to caution them, for the drivers, for them to drive gently. Overspeeding is not allowed. Dangerous driving is not allowed. They should not receive phone call when they are driving. They should not be gisting. They should not put petrol inside vehicles when traveling. And for them, they need to obey the traffic rules.
I advise my people to drive well on the road. We could not get any accident. Then we are talking to our people in National Union. Anybody will get tired, we no go no allow them to work. Anybody will no get on, we no go allow that one to work.
And moving on to the business news. Oando PLC hosted its 2025 legal seminar, bringing together law students from 6 Nigerian universities as part of a capacity building initiative that has run consistently for 14 years. The report.
Participating institutions included the University of Lagos, Obafemi Awolowo University, Lagos State University, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Rivers State University, and Afe Babalola University. The program was designed to expose students to practical and market-relevant legal knowledge, often missing from conventional academic training. It focused on preparing young lawyers for real-world challenges by linking legal theory with business and industry realities. Senior professionals in corporate law, private practice, and technology law led discussions on career development and the envying role of lawyers in the modern economy. Oando's chief legal officer explained that the seminar now prioritizes mentorship as a way to bridge the gap between legal education and commercial practice. The Central Bank of Nigeria has earned an estimated 192 million naira in non-refundable fees following the approval of final licenses for 82 Bureau de Change operators under its revised regulatory framework. The estimate is based on the fee structure contained in 2024 guidelines governing BDC operations. The licenses, which took effect from November 27, 2025, were issued under the Central Bank's regulatory powers and forms part of efforts to strengthen oversight of the foreign exchange market. The newly licensed operators were announced publicly by the bank in early December. Of the 82 approved firms, 2 were classified as Tier 1 operators, while the remaining 80 fell under Tier 2. The classifications determines the level of application and licensing fees paid, as well as the minimum capital requirements each operator must meet. Economists flag revenue debt risk in 2026. Economists have warned that Nigeria may face heightened economic pressure in 2026 due to major revenue shortfalls, rising public debt, new tax measures, and delays in capital spending. The concerns follow confirmation by the Minister of Finance that government revenues for 2025 are significantly below target. Federal revenue for 2025 is now projected at 10.7 trillion naira, far lower than the original estimate of 40.8 trillion naira, creating a gap of about 30 trillion naira. Analysts say this shortfall is likely to force stricter fiscal measures next year, affecting household investment levels and funding for public infrastructure. The revenue gap has been linked mainly to weak oil and gas earnings and underperformance in key taxes, including petroleum profit tax and company income tax. Economists also point to unrealistic budget assumptions as actual oil production and prices have remained well below the levels used in the 2025 budget projections. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News.
As Prime Minister Narendra Modi approaches the midpoint for his third term in 2026, political focus in India is gradually shifting toward the future of leadership within the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP). While a fourth term for Modi remains constitutionally possible, it is widely regarded as improbable due to age, political conviction, and internal party norms. This has brought renewed attention to possible successors who could shape India's political direction in the post-Modi era. The reports.
Modi has been the central pillar of Indian politics for more than a decade, redefining governance, electoral strategy, and the BJP's national dominance. Any leadership transition after him would therefore represent a defining moment, not only for the ruling party but for the country's broader political landscape. Analysts expect the BJP to manage this transition cautiously, prioritizing stability, ideological continuity, and administrative competence. Among the most prominent names in Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Modi's closest political associate and chief strategist. Shah's influence within the party is unmatched, and his role in strengthening the BJP's organizational machinery is widely acknowledged. However, his strong ideological positioning and polarizing public image may pose challenges in projecting him as a unifying national leader beyond the party's core base. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is another figure frequently mentioned in succession discussions. Governing India's most populous state has given him administrative experience and visibility, while his ideological appeal resonates strongly with BJP's loyalists. At the same time, concerns remain about his ability to attract centrist and regional voters on a national scale. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari represents a contrasting profile. Known for his focus on infrastructure development and pragmatic governance, Gadkari enjoys cross-party respect and a reputation for delivery. His relatively moderate political style could broaden the BJP's appeal, though it may limit enthusiasm among the party's ideological headliners. Former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan also remains in the conversation with a record rooted in welfare-oriented governance and grassroots connection. He brings experience and political longevity. However, his national visibility has so far remained limited compared to other contenders. Beyond these established figures, the BJP may consider elevating younger or emerging leaders, aligning with Modi's long-standing emphasis on generational change. While no single younger leader currently commands nationwide stature, the party could adopt a collective leadership phase before settling on a dominant successor. The succession question will also be shaped by the condition of the opposition. A fragment opposition would ease the BJP's internal transition, while a more united opposition could push the party to project a leader with broader national and coalition-building appeal. BV predicts that the BJP will avoid naming an explicit successor while Modi remains politically active. Instead, multiple leaders are likely to gain prominence simultaneously, allowing the party to test public response and internal cohesion. When a transition eventually occurs, it is expected to be evolutionary rather than abrupt, focused on preserving Modi's political legacy while adapting to changing voter expectations. The post-Modi era, whenever it begins, will mark a recalibration of Indian politics. The The choice of successor will not only determine the BJP's future, but will also influence India's governance trajectory in the years ahead. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News.
And now to the entertainment news. Nigeria's singer Habib Okikiola, known as Portable, has addressed a reported altercation that occurred at Odumodu's Black concert. Video circulating online earlier showed the controversial artists involved in a physical confrontation with unidentified individuals at the venue. And also Timothy Chalamet teams up with ESD Kid to quash alter ego rumors. The report.
According to Portable, the incident began as he was entering the concert when someone allegedly made a provocative remark to him. He claimed the comment drew the attention of people nearby and quickly heightened tensions around him. The singer said he refused to retreat and stood his ground as the situation escalated. He alleged that the confrontation turned physical, with both sides exchanging blows before security and others intervening to restore calm. Financial commentator and influencer Gege has criticized Afrobeat star Wizkid for allegedly failing to support comedian and streamer Kataife despite the success of the fan-made hit song Machala. He shared his view in a viral video following Kataife's record-breaking Twitch live stream featuring Davido. Gege argued that the situation highlighted the importance of established artists uplifting emerging talent. He suggested that when someone with influence refuses to help, another person will eventually step in to provide that support. He described Machala as one of the most impactful fan-made songs in Afrobeat history, noting that it was created to celebrate Wizkid. Gege expressed disappointment that Wizkid did not publicly acknowledge or support Kataife, adding that influential figures have no responsibility to open doors for others. Hollywood actor Timothy Chalamet has put to rest rumors linking him to anonymous rapper SD Kid by appearing alongside the musician in a new video. Speculation have drawn online after fans claimed similarities between the rapper's mask appearance and Chalamet's eyes. The rumors intensified after Chalamet gave a cryptic response when questioned about the connection during a BBC Radio 1 interview. He later ended the speculation by featuring in a remix video of SD Kid's hit track filmed at a convenience store in North London. In the video, Chalamet playfully referenced the rumors and also promoted his upcoming film, Marty Supreme, although the theory that both figures were the same person was widely considered unrealistic. The collaboration quickly went viral and drew reactions from several high-profile musicians across the UK and US. Evelyn Isabel reporting for BTV News.
And that is all on our 3 p.m. news updates. Thank you for joining and stay tuned on our 6 p.m. major news. I am Ruth Ogbodu. Goodbye for now.